gap between a good vaulter and a great vaulter. In fact, in the 2024 gymnastics season, vault has the lowest number of perfect 10s amongst the 4 events. Oklahoma's Catherine Lavasser is one of the most consistent vaulters in college gymnastics, so let's leap into her routine. In order to secure a big vault, a gymnast must create a large amount of power to carry them through, and that all starts on the vault runway. The runway is 84 feet in length, and most college gymnasts top out at 17 miles per hour before they hit the springboard to begin her free flight. Once Kat makes contact with the vault table, the key points of emphasis are her wrists and elbows. When she is pushing off the vault table, her elbows are experiencing roughly 2.7 times her body weight and her wrists upwards of 4 times body weight. The vault table is 4 feet off the ground. At her maximal height, Lavasser's hips are over 4 feet above the table, meaning her head is 10 feet in the air, the same height as the rim of an NBA basketball. Contrary to what you may think, the better the landing, the less impact on a gymnast's body. On an uneven landing, a gymnast can experience up to 18 times their body weight in ground reaction forces. Since Kat sticks her landing, she disperses the force on her body optimally, but still encounters 11 times the body weight upon impact. Putting all of this together solidifies Catherine Lavasser as one of the great vaulters in college gymnastics.
This is really cool to see. I don't know if it's cool or I should be concerned as someone who has had a lot of pounding on my body over the years. But what's so interesting about this is that's just one vault. Think about all the other practices that these gymnasts are doing day in and day out, and then you add the hard landings on the competition floor, and then all the other events too.
Maybe that explains why our lower backs hurt.
I think that's right.
Talk about greatness, not only Lavasser, but Audrey Davis, one of the greatest of all time on bars in college, had 12 9.975s in her career until a couple of weeks ago. Got her first perfect 10. She is the leader in the country, and she will be on bars with the Sooners when we come back for the second rotations. And Alabama has the lead, and they go to the vault. Started the Heat face-off against the 76ers at 7:30 Eastern. And then the Knicks take on the Warriors. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN and the app. Getting set for the second of 4 rotations. The Oklahoma Sooners rarely find themselves trailing, but guess what? Alabama was strong and consistent with their landings on the bars in the first rotation. They have the lead. There's Audrey Davis, who is quite known for this motivational talk before the bars rotation.
Yeah, when we spoke to head coach KJ Kindler earlier in the week, she says that Audrey lights a fire under the team before they compete on bars.
Speaking of lighting a fire, Jamison Sears, this spark plug of a freshman, she is something to see and big potential for the Crimson Tide.
I love the way that she opens her hips in time to spot the landing. It's really beautiful for all those gymnastics fans out there. It reminds me of watching the 1992 Olympic gymnastics. It was such a beautiful time for gymnastics.
Now, she is a lot of fun, and we'll see a lot from her in her career. I don't know where she gets all that energy, but she just goes non-stop. Danny Sievers will be up for the Sooners. You can see the lineup there, which finishes off with 2 of the best and 3 of the best in the country with Smith, Davis, and Bowers.
Danny is incredibly consistent on this event. Love the way that she's hitting her handstands. Almost feels like she's taking a deep breath at the top of the bar. Full dismount. She usually sticks that. Coach Kindler says she's always the last one to leave the gym. She's such a hard worker.
She's in the bar lineup only 9 times this year. She's competed for the Sooners in that lineup. The season high of 9.95. Superbly well on floor last year at the National Championship. She was an All-American. Corinne Benogin now, the junior from New Jersey, will be up for Alabama. Jamison Sears with that first vault. Yurchenko full, which he scored out of a 9.95, scored a 9.8.
Yurchenko 1.5, stuck landing, got a lot of distance on that ball. That was huge. That ball is the same ball that we saw from a lot of the Oklahoma gymnasts out of a 10.0. Watch the distance that she gets. That's something that the judges are looking for. She also landed directly in the middle of the mat. Those lines are there for direction. for the judges to make sure the gymnast is straight.
Alabama 7th in the country as a team on vault. They're known for their big explosive vaults to see if they can control the landings. I'm sure they're excited because they have the lead over the Sooners coming into this rotation. Kat Levasseur now on the bars. 9.95 with the lead-off score for Danny Siebert. Wow.
And that release move Kat just competed is actually her favorite skill in all of gymnastics to do. It's called a Dekachev. I think Kat has some of the best form out of any gymnast, probably in the world. And that was the best blind full I've seen her do, connected right into a double back.
What a season she has had for Oklahoma.
Watch right here, Dekachev, the height, and she spots the bar with her eyes to have enough time to catch it. This blind change, sometimes she's a little bit short of that handstand, and that was one of the better ones I've seen her do. 11
times this year she's been in the all-around. Get this, 66 routines. Only one time did she score below a 9.8, and it was a 9.775. She is a strict athlete. Chloe Lacourcier on vault now for Alabama.
Your Chenko full. Same vault we saw from Jamison. It's out of a 9.95. I think she tried a little bit too hard to stick that dismount. She got height in the air, but I think she bent her legs a little bit too much. So the judges will take off because she had a little bit more of a squat than they'd like to see.
Miss Energy, Jamison Sears pouring it on. Panagan before Lacourcier had a 9.925. As we go back to bars now, Fat Torres, you can see her average on bars is 9.9. Kat Levasseur had a 9.975, meaning one judge gave a 9.95 and one gave a 10. They take the average of the two for their score here in dual meet competition.
The consistency. I just saw her in warm-up do a beautiful pack salto.
What do you think happened there, Allie?
You know, sometimes the timing of bars is so hard, and every gymnast likes a little bit of different looseness or tightness on the bar. I think she just missed her hand. She didn't grab the bar enough.
She
got so high on that. She tried to go big and just didn't catch it at the right angle.
She's been in 11 times in the all-around for the Sooners. Only twice below 9.8 the whole year. So the Sooners find themselves in a little bit of a bind here. Remember, 6 athletes compete. You count the best 5 scores. Now, their first 2 were remarkable, but they don't have much room for error after this if they're going to continue to hold off Alabama.
Yeah, and we're honestly not used to seeing Oklahoma make mistakes, so it's a good reminder that even when you're number 1, you're undefeated, everyone is still human, and I think she did an incredible job of getting back up there and finishing the routine. But they are going to want to drop that score.
A rare mistake for the Oklahoma Sooners here in week 11. There's no question that these athletes are fatigued after all the competition every week and sometimes twice on a weekend. Lily Hudson now coming after. Chloe Lacourcier had a 9.75. High score so far for Alabama on vault is Benaga's 9.925.
Chenko 1.5 twist. I could tell that was going to be a good landing because her elbow position on the table, her elbows were so straight.
She had a 10 earlier this season on vault.
I love, we call it block in gymnastics. Her elbows are so straight. So the more straight your elbows are on the table, the higher that you can get off the vault.
Coaches say she is the epitome of good to great. She's always looking for how can she get just a little bit better, willing to make adjustments and even routine changes to contribute more to her team. Judges conference on bars. Tonight we'll have the exclusive live announcement of the 68-team NCAA Women's Championship field. We'll break down every team and every matchup in each region at 8 Eastern on ESPN and the app. According to the ESPN bracketologist Charlie Crean, the projected #1 seeds are Iowa, South Carolina, Stanford, and USC. The projected #2s are LSU, Ohio State, Texas, and UCLA. Bars is underway with one of your friends and former teammates, Reagan Smith.
Yeah, Reagan's got a lot of pressure on her right now because they're looking to drop that fall. But I think if anyone can handle the pressure, it's Reagan. She's got a lot of experience of being on the national team for 7 years. That's where you can see her elite gymnastics career really come in handy. And what's so impressive about this is Reagan was sick earlier in the week. She actually had to miss Monday and Tuesday of practice. So to be able to have such a clutch performance when you've also been sick just really shows what type of competitor she is.
Outstanding. And they needed that because Faith Torres had only a 9.275. That would be the score they hope to drop, but they need 2 more hit routines as we go back to Gabby Gladio now on vault for Alabama.
Yurchenko full. Vault is out of a 9.95. What I like about Gabby is she has a lot of power, but her gymnastics look so effortless. I think as she gains more confidence in the competition, I'd love to see her open her hips a little bit more because she piked down ever so slightly, but it was a great vault.
Lily Hudson before her had a 9.9. Reagan Smith scores come in. It's a 9.975. Once again, that means one judge had a 10 and one had a 9.95. Well, we spoke about her a few minutes ago. Audrey Davis. Literally, this routine is often a masterpiece in execution, difficulty, and refinement.
Watch the handstand position. That's textbook. Exactly what the judges are looking for. That skill requires so much flexibility. Beautiful Jaeger gets so much height on that. Toes pointed the entire routine. Pirouette. And then right here again, we're going to see her show off her flexibility in a double front half twist. Wow, that actually was the best dismount I've seen. Some people say that she doesn't make the twist all the way around. I think she made it all the way around that time.
That was spectacular. That double front half out of the inverted giants.
The amount of flexibility that that skill requires is just incredible. Watch this. So hard to grip the bar, and then she does a release move out of it. And then this double front half twist, I think it's all the way around. That was fantastic.
Wow. Well, she has scored, like I said, 12 times 9.975s and 110 in her career. Expect more from that incredible gymnast. Here is Luisa Blanco, the all-around star from Alabama.
Chenko 1.5. I like the extension in the air. She stuck it cold last week. Had a little bit too much of a rotation on that, but I think she's going to be really happy with that vault.
Alabama had 2 scores 9.9 or better. Gabby Gladio before her had a 9.85. So the Sooners now with Audrey Davis's score coming in a 9.925 and one competitor to go. This routine coming up for Oklahoma will be critical because they're going to want to drop the 9.275 from earlier in the lineup. They need a hit from Jordan Bowers to hold Alabama off here at the halfway point in the competition.
Watch the height on this piked Jaeger. Love the extension of her handstands. Pack salto. A lot of pressure on this routine right here. They'd like to drop that fall. And the dismount, tuck fully, and she usually sticks it. Wow. And Oklahoma is showing why they're #1 and why they're undefeated. Just hit routine after routine. And even when there's mistakes, they're able to come back like this, unfazed by the pressure. And then from this angle, watch her knees are together the whole time, toes pointed, has enough time to look with her eyes to make sure she gets that landing.
Bowers needs a 9.7 on bars to give Oklahoma the lead. That is surely going to be more than 9.7. So the Sooners, who were trailing after the first rotation, will retake the lead likely here in the second rotation. Jordan Bowers score for the Sooners. This is just a remarkable team in terms of consistency. It was really uncharacteristic to see a mistake at all from the Sooners, especially with someone like Faith Torres, who just seems solid as a rock.
Yeah, I think sometimes when people watch gymnastics, they forget that everyone's human and they're nervous, and there's a lot of pressure. As I said earlier, these gymnasts are exhausted. They've been going for 11 weeks straight, and sometimes when you make a mistake, you kind of get it out of your system, and it's how you learn and grow to be better for the next competition.
Scores in for Jordan Bowers, a 9.975, so the Sooners will take the lead at the halfway point in this competition, but it was Alabama, led by Ashley Johnston, who had the lead after the first rotation with an outstanding performance on the vault. Ashley is joining us now. Ashley, good to see you. What are you seeing from your team that you like, and what would you like to improve?
Yeah, I'm proud of how our team has started so far. We're really focusing on just really dialing into the things that we can control and not worrying about the outcome, but staying really invested in the process. And I felt like we did a good job of that on bars, and then carried that same focus over to vault, and now we just need to keep it going.
Thank you, Ashley. Good luck to the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
Ashley Johnson and KJ Kindler both know about winning national championships, one as a gymnast and one as a coach. When we come back, we'll dive into some of the legendary coaches in NCAA gymnastics.